What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now. I'm Alex, and this week I want to talk about something new for Bioshock. A Bioshock teaser website has been discovered. Now, this is a little old. I haven't actually seen this. It doesn't seem to have made its way into the mainstream, gaming journalists. So maybe kind of like a deeper dive, but definitely interesting and something that I want to talk about. I wanted to talk about a Bioshock game in general. I wanted to start talking a little bit more about this game as these months have gone on. So let's go over what we've seen. So we know that a new Bioshock game is in development. Okay, I'm going to kind of be taking from what this website says and also from just obviously what we know. We know the Bioshock game is real. We know that they have said that, hey, we're making a Bioshock. They never said if it's a prequel, if it's a sequel, if it's even in that same universe, and that we won't see it for quite a long time. This game still has years to go of its development, that we're not going to see it anytime soon. I believe that was around mid to late December that we had heard that. Okay, so that was the last we had heard on Bioshock, and they were true to their word. We've heard next to nothing about this game since then. So it's been 6 months, 6 full months, and we've heard literally nothing. However, let's go into this. The site is named There's Always a Lighthouse.com, which I'll read from this article, which is an obvious reference to the end of 2013's Bioshock Infinite, where Booker and Elizabeth discover a realm of endless lighthouses, hinting towards the idea that there are endless worlds similar to Rapture and Columbia. All you'll find on the site, though, is a large star surrounded by smaller stars, an image that is named Stay Tuned. Now, that's very interesting. See, when I was reading this article at first, I was thinking, well, I mean, technically anybody can make a website, and technically, I don't know, there's always a lighthouse.com. Like, somebody could just came up with that name, right? It could be basically a troll kind of thing. But the fact that I feel like they're going to all of these lengths, I mean, that is quite an interesting title you would choose for a website. That's quite an interesting thing you'd have on the website. Again, a large star surrounded by smaller stars, which, again, this article says this could hint that the next Bioshock game might bring us to a brand new dystopian world instead of returning to the underwater city of Rapture or the airborne city of Columbia. I think when this new game does get announced, it will be a brand new place. I don't think we're going to, maybe Rapture would be mentioned, maybe we'll be shown it, maybe Columbia would be mentioned, maybe we'd be shown it, but I wouldn't imagine it would be, even, we only saw Rapture a little bit in Infinite, obviously, but going into what literally happened in Infinite, and also obviously the Burial at Sea DLCs, obviously Rapture had a huge role to play in the the bigger story of Bioshock Infinite. And again, I mean, these games are kind of confusing. They're kind of all over the place, right? Thanks, Ken Levine. But I honestly, I think he's a great guy. I think these games are very, very good. I love how sophisticated and how really weird these games are, and how hard it is to put these stories together. But I really do see a brand new place going into the future. However, that doesn't mean that these past games don't exist. And what I do like is, if this website's true, if it's real, if what they're kind of hinting at is real, at least they're respecting what they've done, because we know that Ken Levine and his team, they're gone. This is not the team that's making this new Bioshock game, is not the team that have made the other ones. Okay, so this is a brand new team, a brand new kind of take on it. And we've even heard from Jason Schreier that this game and this studio has had a lot of problems. That Bioshock game, really all the Bioshock games have had development trouble, right? They've had some problems. This game also has some problems, it seems like, behind the scenes. So, that could very well just be that, hey, it's not the, visionary or whatever you want to call him. It's just not the guy that helped create what we know of Bioshock, and that's giving them some problems. But again, it's been 6 months since we heard about it, since they literally did, they did confirm it. Bioshock is real. We don't have to question, hey, because remember, there were reports and rumors for a very long time that, hey, is a Bioshock game secretly in development? Well, no, now we know, yes, it's not secret anymore. The game is in development, but we're not going to see anything for a while. However, 6 months is a while. It's been half a year. Like, maybe, when it comes to next gen, and I've said this with a lot of other games on this channel before, when it comes to next gen, you have the opportunity to do these things, to announce your game, even if it's far away, for games and publishers and developers that otherwise wouldn't do it, right? And I always give the example of, like, Warner Bros. Warner Bros. Announces their game and releases very, very quickly, okay? When you have, like, Sony, Microsoft, Nintendo, they, because they have systems that they need to sell you, they announce and show you games that are coming very, very soon, and also games that are coming for, not for a while. Games like The Last of Us Part 2, right? It's been 3.5 years since that game was first announced. So it's been a long time, but we knew it was coming, and they wanted us to know it was coming. Halo Infinite, it's been around actually the same time, like 3-4 years, a long time, but Microsoft wants us to know that there's a Halo. Again, that's normally reserved for those big games and the big studios, like the console studios, Ubisoft, EA. They sometimes do it, but it's a little bit lesser of time, right? They're not going to show you a game that's coming out 3-4 years. Although, even like EA, remember like with the Amy Hennig Star Wars games, they've done things where they've had very, very small teasers as to what these teams are making, and the game isn't coming for years. And obviously, the example I'm using, the Amy Hennig one, obviously that was canceled, but you get my point. So for this game, is it possible that we get the announcement soon? I think it is. I think that if you would have asked me after December, after they said all this going into January, February, I would have probably told you I think 2020 is just a year of nothing. I don't think Bioshock happens. We don't see anything. I think more and more that I think about it, the more I think of maybe the strategy that developers and again, the people are going to use basically with next gen. Because again, now we have next gen. Now they can say, hey, we're working on these games, which they've already done. They're on next gen, and we can give you a small tease, and we can talk about it, we could show it a little, but it's not coming out for years, but it's going to take advantage of this part of the console, or it's going to take advantage of all these different things that the consoles can do. It provides a really good opportunity for these developers and publishers to talk about these games when they wouldn't otherwise, right? So the more I think about it, the more when I think about what other developers and publishers will probably do, and we're going to start to see it. EA obviously goes first next week, or this upcoming week actually, this Thursday, and we'll see how far out they're showing games. I guess even they did it, right, with Dragon Age. They announced Dragon Age back in late 2018, right, at that Game Awards, and that game probably isn't coming out still for another 2-3 years, but they announced that game back then when it literally just started. Obviously for everybody has their different reasons for announcing a game, right, and it depends on the length of time, but you're seeing that. So the fact that we now have this teaser site, which could be fake, absolutely could be fake, that's absolutely possible, but if it's not fake, the idea that it says stay tuned and that it's very clearly connected to Bioshock, as long as it's not fake, I don't see why you'd have a website like that be up and then not do anything for however long. You know what I mean? I really do feel like 2020 now would be, okay, I don't know what they would add to that website, but I think something would be added to that website. I do think I feel more confident and more positive in saying that maybe we will get by. I mean, I'm still not expecting it. This whole thing that I found, I just randomly found it. I didn't expect to find it. And so now I have more hope, but my expectations are still no Bioshock this year. If it doesn't happen, fine. We'll eventually see it. I'm sure it'll be definitely like out there, right? Bioshock games are always kind of out there, but hopefully it's a really solid game. I obviously want it to be solid. Bioshock is an amazing, amazing franchise, so hopefully they do it well, but I think now it's definitely more possible we get something on this game. Again, what could it just be? Maybe like a teaser image, or like maybe it could be like that. Like obviously maybe they could show obviously like a lighthouse was the big pillar of actually a lot of different Bioshock games, but maybe you get some hints as to where we're going to be, right? Is it going to be can they use kind of teases of the landscape of where we're going to be again, like obviously Rapture underwater, Columbia in the sky. Where could they go for here? Very exciting. I love Bioshock. I love talking about these games. I definitely want to do it more often, and I really do hope that this is the year now that we start to get a little bit more information. And guys, really, really quickly, I want to just thank this video sponsor. So this video is sponsored by Manscaped. Now, Manscaped is a full-body grooming service. A very, very good company. I'm very, very happy to work with them. They have given me a code. It's code podcast. Now, it'll be in the description below. If you guys use code podcast now, you can get anything on their website for 20% off, as well as free shipping. They got the Lawnmower 3.0. Again, really, really good grooming service for anywhere. I've used it for my facial hair. I grew the whole kind of like post-apocalyptic beard with us being stuck at home over the last couple months, so I've done that. They have different hair lotions, all different hair gels, lots of different things on the website. Again, thank you so much, Manscaped, for supporting and for sponsoring this video. And again, guys, 20% off, free shipping with the code podcast now. The links and all that stuff will be in the description below. So again, guys, let me know your thoughts on this video. If you think a Bioshock announcement is coming very, very soon, let me know in the comments below. Again, I want to cover more Bioshock, and I will be covering it as the months, as the years even progress. Definitely a game that I'm very, very invested in and want to cover on this channel, and so you can definitely expect videos there. Make sure, as always, you guys are subscribed, have that bell icon turned on so you know when all these videos go up. And again, guys, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you all on the next video.